Alright, so last week I made a Smash Bros. Prediction video with some super serious guesses as to who will show up on the roster in the next Smash installment. But I think it's now time for something a little bit more serious, maybe something like an actual prediction list. I'm kind of half predicting these and half just hoping that they happen. And just to get them out of the way, characters like Springman and Ribbon Girl, Paper Mario, Decidueye, and Rex and Pyro won't be showing up on this list, considering so many other people's lists already include these characters. I wanted to try and think of some different characters that might have a chance that other people might not have thought of or considered. So that leads me into my first choice. In the number 6 slot is Neku from The World Ends With You. The World Ends With You originally released on the 3DS in 2007 and is re-releasing as a final mix version for Switch sometime this year. In The World Ends With You, Neku can use pins that give him different abilities within combat. For example, one pin might allow him to shoot boomerangs from his hands, while another could let him attack with a barrage of punches. Some let you raise ice spikes in the ground, shoot laser beams, drag fire around the battlefield, regain health. There's over 300 pins in the game, so they would have hundreds of options to pull from to build Neku's moveset. I feel like he would play somewhat similar to Robin, a sort of hybrid long-range melee character. In The World Ends With You, you use these pins in a deck. Essentially, you can pick 6 different pins, and this determines what attacks you can actually use in combat. You can save different decks and swap between them in your downtime between battles, so it would be cool to see the option in Smash Bros. To potentially switch between 2 different decks before a fight, or maybe after a final smash. Maybe his deck could change similar to how Samus used to change into Zero Suit Samus after using a final smash. Or maybe his down special could switch him between a heavy-hitting close-range deck of pins or a long-range deck of pins. I think it would just be a great way to build some hype for The World Ends With You final mix, and I think they could really make Neku unique with all of his different pins. Tweiwei in general just deserves more love than it's got. That just sounds ridiculous. Tweiwei. 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 Was that racist? This one might be a little bit of a long shot, but Dark Souls on the Switch was a little bit of a long shot in the first place. So I think the Chosen Undead, the player character from Dark Souls, would make a super cool character. Dark Souls on Switch is a huge deal, and is going to bring in a lot of newcomers to the Souls series. So there won't be a better time than now to add the Chosen Undead into Smash Bros. Moveset might be a little tricky with this one, but one of the unique things in Dark Souls is that you can swap between weapons whenever the hell you want. Granted, they just might not play well with whatever stats your character has. But I think for this character it would be cool if the down special switched the undead between 3 different weapons. Maybe a standard straight sword, a heavier grade sword or hammer, and then maybe a talisman or staff to cast spells. Then each weapon would have its own unique moveset that you could swap between. Similar to Robin, I think each weapon would have a break point, and then you would have to wait for it to recharge before using it again. Swapping freely between weapons would maybe be a bit OP as well, so there could potentially be some sort of damage to the player, or switching could increase the player's hollowing. Hollowing is a mechanic from Dark Souls that more or less decreases your maximum health after each death. In Smash, the hollowing could maybe increase the percentage of damage you take with each hit, so you wouldn't be able to just swap between weapons super often without risking taking more damage from your opponent. I think they could make a pretty cool character out of the Chosen Undead, and I'd be super down to see a Dark Souls themed stage. Number 4 is a bit of a toss-up. It's about time for a new Zelda character in Smash, but the question is, who? Hyrule Warriors has brought out the fighting potential of so many different characters, but personally the 2 I feel are the most likely to show up in Smash Bros. Is Midna and Wolf Link or Skull Kid. There's a lot of fans already asking for these 2 as playable characters, and I think it's quite possible one of them will make the cut. Midna and Wolf Link would be the easier of the 2 to make a moveset, but Skull Kid could have a final smash where he brings down the moon onto the stage. Both would be super cool, but I just can't decide on which one I'd rather see debut in Smash Bros. Honestly though, knowing Sakurai, he'll probably pick the one character everyone least expects. Toilet Hand. Yay! Okay, so this character should probably be lumped up with those dudes at the start of the video, as a lot of people are already asking for him, and I've already seen him on a whole bunch of different lists. But damn, dude, I just want my boy Waluigi in Smash Bros. Like, come on, we've got Wario already, why haven't we seen Waluigi yet? I've seen a lot of people saying that he doesn't really have much to draw from for his moveset, since he's only really in Mario Party and sports games, but I think that's your answer right there. He could whack people with a tennis racket, boot a soccer ball across the stage, do some ice skating, he could even steal Peach's golf swing attack. I think they could make a hilarious contender out of Waluigi, and I really, really hope they do. For number 2, I get the feeling we are going to see a new Pokemon. A lot of people are speculating that Decidueye will make an appearance, but I get a feeling they're going to add a brand new Pokemon to represent whatever Pokemon game is going to show up on the Switch. Decidueye would be a great fit. He's a fan favorite, but he isn't really all that new anymore. I mean, Sun and Moon are a couple years old now, he's already been in Pokken Tournament. I think they should give us something fresh for Smash Bros. Surprising everyone with something completely new would be way cool and super unexpected, and if there's anything Nintendo has been lately, it's unexpected. The last few Smash Bros. Games have introduced old Nintendo stars with new coats of paint. Brawl gave us Rob and Pit, and Smash for Wii U and 3DS gave us Duck Hunt and Little Mac, and even third-party classics like Mega Man and Pac-Man. I don't doubt they'll add more classic characters, and with that being said, I think the best option would be Simon Belmont. I can't think of any other classic characters that they haven't already added that would fit as well as Simon would. He could use a whip, he could throw holy water bombs in front of him, toss his cross for long-range attacks, use his daggers for some close range, and his axe for a heavy attack. There's just lots to draw from, and I think he would fit in well with the other classic characters. He's somewhat of a forgotten character, and if Kid Icarus can get a reboot after 20 years, then why can't Simon? Yeah, I know in the last Castlevania game was only like 4 years ago, but I kind of feel like Simon Belmont's just been left in the shadows. There are just so many characters that would be great in Smash, and these are just a few that I'd like to see that lean a little bit more to the probable side of things. I'd love to see these new characters as well as some revamps to the old ones. Some of the veterans need some new ideas, and the Switch has been full of new ideas so far, so I'm pretty confident we'll see some big changes. Anyways, thanks for watching, guys. Let me know below what you think of this list and who you want to see in Smash Bros, and I will see you next time.